So this is Deborah Brandy. I'm the Executive Director for the Foundation for Edmonds School District. My apologies, we are having some technical difficulties. So we're going to get started with our program this morning while we try to figure out what's going on with the video. I just want to say thank you so much to Jake Bergevin and Edmonds Woodway High School, Jazz 1 and Jazz 2 for your putting together some videos for us this morning and entertaining us in this virtual environment. Welcome to our annual Recipe for Success breakfast. We are really glad that you joined us virtually for one of our most important events of the year. We wish more than anything that we could be seated around the table with you in person this morning. But as you know, this year has looked very different for all of us. And although we have been physically apart, we have been together in so many other ways, helping the children and families in our district who have been impacted the most by this pandemic. It truly is through your generous support and the support of our incredible sponsors that we have been able to quickly pivot and meet the most basic needs and yet most important needs of our children and our families. If we may please take a moment to acknowledge and thank our sponsors. We have quite a number of them, so please bear with me. Thank you to BN Builders, Campbell Auto Group, GISA, Home Street Bank, Primera, Soundmark Wealth Management, Alaska Airlines, Comcast, DVE Store, thank you, Chris, Edmonds Education Association, Kaiser Permanente, Perkins Coie, Right at School, Absher Construction, Bassetti Architects, Chick-fil-A, Clark Nuber, Coastal Community Bank, Edmonds College, Heritage Bank, Integris, Kyocera, Macrina Bakery, Malum, Premier Wealth Management, Sound Credit Union, Starbucks, TFS Financial Advisors, D.A. Davidson, Linwood Rotary Club, and People's Bank. We would also like to thank our elected officials who have joined us this morning. We truly, truly, truly appreciate your continued support and belief in our work. Toward the end of the event this morning, we will be holding a raffle. So you have some raffle tickets in your basket. So please stay tuned with us to the very end. So and have your tickets handy for our chance to win airline tickets or a trip to Mexico. One of the many challenges facing our students and their families this year has been studying at home. Online learning requires attention, determination, and hard work. Access to the internet and a space to study are both vital to attend classes, do homework, and speak with a teacher. But not all students have this readily available to them. That's why we partnered with the Edmonds School District to create the Edmonds Hub, also known as the eHub. It was thoughtfully designed with the help from architect firms Design West Engineering and Lori Strauss at Design to Last. The eHub provides a warm and inviting space that houses a Wi-Fi hotspot, table space for homework, and participating in virtual learning environments. Warm meals are served, and it's a safe space to socialize and interact with one another at a distance. This new space helps close the educational gaps that students face when their families struggle with financial instability, persistent poverty, and homelessness. This allows students to focus on their studies and receive the much needed support that they need. This year, the foundation worked with Sally Guzman, the district's Family and Community Engagement Coordinator, and her incredibly hardworking team to support a very large-scale distribution of school supplies to students in need throughout through the district's back-to-school resource fair. Through a drive-through pickup model and some home deliveries, each student who was registered received a backpack kit containing important supplies such as pens, notebooks, coloring pencils, everything a student would need to make their work come to life and hone skills that will see them through the school year. This year, we distributed more than 1,800 kits to students over the summer. And as students are now going to be coming back to campuses this spring, we anticipate distributing another 1,500 kits to students. Your partnership and support have also ensured that we can continue to support our students throughout their academic career, both now and well into the future. This past June, 56 graduating seniors received over $147,000 in scholarships through the foundation. This allows us all to be a part of making dreams come true. And some of our students have dreamed of a scholarship for years. Students like May Kramer, who since the 6th grade dreamed of receiving a Hazel Miller Memorial Scholarship and was honored to receive one. We are so proud of May and all of our seniors who, like everybody else, really had to pivot last year, and the best parts of their senior year were put on hold. They didn't get to enjoy the graduation ceremony or prom, but giving them scholarships and highlighting them at the end of the year in that way helped to make their dreams possible. And if we could, please take a moment to turn our attention to our educators. There are a lot of heroes in our community right now, but I feel like our educators are our biggest heroes. They're my heroes. They have had to pivot so much this last year to create the virtual learning environments, which has demanded extra creativity and innovation from our educators. We truly have been honored to be your partner and award grants to make your ideas possible. Ideas like Aldwood Early Childhood Learning Center, little mini take-home kits. It allows teachers to send home educationally enriching tools that empower parents to help their children with their studies. These kits provide materials tailored to each child, helping them to develop the skills they will need for the rest of their lives. Educational games, puzzles, storytelling pieces will not only help children learn, but it also provides meaningful time for families to spend together and create a renewed sense of wonder about the world and everything there is to learn. We're so proud to share that in total this year, the foundation has awarded more than $51,000 across 41 classroom and school-wide grants. The endless possibilities that these academic grants hold is exciting, and hopefully next year we will be seated around a table at Embassy Suites enjoying a yummy meal and hearing wonderful stories from our educators and children as a result. And with that, if we may please welcome Nancy Webster, one of our most brilliant first grade teachers at Martha Lake Elementary and a recipient of a Foundation Classroom grant. Nancy's going to tell you more about the impacts of online classroom and reading skills for students at such a young age.
Good morning. I'm so pleased to be here to share our project that was made possible by the Foundation for Edmonds Schools. So often this year, we've been hearing about the challenges that teachers and students have had with virtual learning. So I'm really excited to share our project with you because it's been a little silver lining, I think, this year for us. And I have to explain the title of my slideshow, Pretend It's a Classroom, because it was something that we kept coming up against in the spring of trying to recreate a real classroom. And over the summer, we thought we can do this better. If we're going to be doing virtual in the fall, we can make a better reading experience for our kids and for our families. So this is our journey. Pretending it's a classroom, the true story of how a first grade classroom went all virtual. So once upon a time, classrooms looked like this. We had kids on the floor, partner reading. We had kids pair sharing. We had collaboration, kids questioning, teachers walking through the classroom, working one-on-one and with small groups. And then suddenly we were virtual. Our schools shut down and we sent home work for what we thought would just be a few weeks. But that was then, and this is now. And these are kids in my virtual class. They're home reading and they're great. I mean, they've really progressed. They're excited about reading. So how did we get from where we were to where we are now? We knew that reading was a foundational skill for first graders, so we took our laser focus to building an online reading program. We had some ideas. We knew that Teachers College in New York City had been working to develop a strong reading program for teachers. And this particular reading program was part of the district adopted reading and writing curriculum. And so we were hoping to have one of our teachers take the training and share what we learned with the other teachers. Another idea we had was we wanted to really creatively adapt our reading curriculum so it was accessible and engaging. We really wanted to make the curriculum work for us. And the other piece was connecting and engaging families to support our students. So we needed help. And this is where the Foundation for Edmonds School District made our dreams for an amazing virtual reading program happen. We needed funding for this training. And we knew the training was important because these teachers at Teachers College had been working since the spring of 2020 to develop the most effective online strategies to teach reading in an online platform. And this particular training was also part of the reading curriculum that our school district had adopted this last year. So this was training we could continue using and building on going forward. We knew it would be really impactful for our students and our families. So we also realized that we could use this Teachers College training to train our team. So one of us would take the training and then take what she learned to train the others and share it. This offered the opportunity for us to adapt the curriculum to the online platform based on the expertise from instructors at Teachers College to a larger number of staff members. And so in addition to the strategies and the interventions and the ways to engage students that we were learning, we were sharing these among teachers and we could implement them to provide a consistent learning opportunity. Now, some of the innovative things we learned and did were things like creating Padlets to create user-friendly multimedia resources for reading comprehension, such as the one we did for the children's book, We Are the Water Protectors. So what we did, every week we had a book that we would focus on for reading comprehension, and there would be a Padlet that would go with it. There would be comprehension activities where kids could just on one touch go to that activity and expand it. They could print it out. They could work with it just looking at it online. But in addition to the activities on the Padlet were links to a read aloud of this book. And this particular book, We Are the Water Protectors, was about a Native American girl who takes action in her community to protect their water supply. So we included links to interviews with the author and the illustrator and to the Native American culture that the little girl is from. We also included links for science, and we had mystery science videos for kids to check out to learn more about the water supply, all of which connected the families even closer to what we were doing in the classroom and provided kids an opportunity to dig even deeper. Another thing we did and learned about was engaging students. So for example, this was a great example of making technology really work for us. We created a Shark Week theme and we were reading nonfiction books. That was what we were working on. And the particular book we focused on was sharks. And so we had a live shark conference with the executive director and shark expert from the Hong Kong Shark Foundation for our entire first grade. And this was pretty amazing and not something we likely would have tackled had we not been in this situation of doing virtual learning. So here we were connecting with a real life expert 6,000 miles away in real time and having the kids talk with her, ask questions, do presentations. They were doing research and got a great dialogue going. And it really gave kids and families a chance to integrate reading and writing, science, and really social studies too, because they learned about taking action to make their community a better place. Another important piece to what we worked on was creating family resources for supporting reading at home. and developing integrated and engaging learning. So this would be an example of a Padlet that we did for families integrating our Shark Week resources. It had writing materials there for kids to write nonfiction chapter books. We had reading comprehension work. We had links for videos. We had the read aloud there, plus things like how to draw a shark and resources for things you could do to protect the sharks and conservation. We also worked on reimagining the day-to-day things like routines and rituals for reading class and how to help students build reading stamina, making connections with others through reading. And we also worked on how to support our struggling and beginning readers, ways to conduct online assessments, building classroom libraries, and just simple things like how to begin your school year in reading with an online format. All of which supported our literacy instruction. Things like virtual book bins with windows and mirrors, books arranged by topics, or reading sites for families that were just like a one-stop shop for families to help with getting their kids reading help when they're reading at home. So for example, they would have things like resources like sight words support or phonics, and it could tell families exactly where they were with their kids reading. And so although our story isn't finished yet, we have some really happy chapters to tell. Things like nearly all our first graders are progressing in our reading, and we've expanded our accessibility and resources for reading to the families. And our student attendance is nearly 100%. So I just want to say thank you to all of you for supporting a project like this. And we're looking forward to doing some more great things at our school, and we really appreciate the Foundation for Schools support.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It requires hard work and stamina to keep up the pace and ensure our families have access to food and other necessities, as well as vital funding to pay rent and bills. A home is not just a place to sleep or eat. Our home can be our sanctuary, a place to keep us warm and surround us with loved ones. For so many this year, this just has not been the case. With the incredible increase in unemployment and poverty, many families fear losing their homes or being unable to pay their bills. Our Whole Families, Whole Communities program provides coordinated services for our district's most vulnerable families to help stabilize them during this time of need. The most important thing is that our students succeed in school. And so eliminating these problems allows students to focus. This has never been more vital than now. Through Whole Families, Whole Communities, the foundation provides emergency services for families, helping those, especially in difficult circumstances, to pay rent, medical and auto bills, utility bills, as well as many other needs. Through various funders and the generous support and funding received through the City of Montlake Terrace CARES Act. Thank you, Montlake Terrace City Council. The foundation has received more than $70,000 this year to help families in crisis. We would also like to thank our funders who provide generous grants to support our families. Thank you so very, very much to Verdant Health Commission, the Hazel Miller Foundation, Whitehorse Foundation, Windermere and Windermere Foundation. We have numerous grantors, 48 plus church partners, and especially VOA, Steve Corsi. Thank you for you and your team for their incredibly important contributions to all of our programs. Without your support, we really truly couldn't do what we do. So thank you. One thing this last year has taught us is that there is an incredible need in our community. A need that has increased exponentially during this pandemic, and a need that breaks my heart. You may have heard me tell this story before of a young student who asked his teacher, "How long can I go? How long can I go without eating food?" And he was asking because he knew the last meal he would eat would be on a Friday at school. And he wouldn't have another meal to eat until Monday morning, with little or no access to food outside of school. This young boy was asking because he was worried about his baby brother going hungry. Stories like this are all too common in our district. And with greater levels of financial instability and poverty during this time, it has caused us to quickly pivot to increase these all-important services that our students and our families need that we can deliver in the safest possible way. The Nourishing Network, our Nourishing Network program has gathered volunteers from all over the community to provide a safe, contactless meal service delivery each week, a service that continues today. In total, our Nourishing Network pantry sees more than 33,000 food items go out each month through our weekend meal kits, our pop-up pantries, and home deliveries. We've been partnering with the district in the grab-and-go breakfast and lunch meals, and we're so proud to share that in October, our superintendent, Dr. Balderas, served the 1 millionth meal, breakfast and lunch meals to our students. And by the end of this month, in March, the district anticipates serving 2 million breakfast and lunch meals to our students. To highlight this important partnership and the work that has been done over this last year between the Edmonds School District and the Foundation, we'd like to share now a video with you about our partnership.
My name is Tame Fuller, and I get to be the Programs Director for the Nourishing Network. I've been with the Foundation for 5 years.
I'm Megan DeVries, the Food Service Director for the Edmonds School District.
When I began, I don't recall exactly, but I'm not even sure we were serving 100 students at that time, probably less than 100. And today, we're serving 475 students this week.
In the initial onset of this pandemic, when schools closed abruptly in March, we turned to the Nourishing Network to figure out, okay, what are some of the community sites you've operated before for summer meal programs? And so we activated those meal sites, and the foundation provided staff and coordinated volunteers and screened those volunteers so that those extra community sites could be open in some of our most needy areas of the school district.
This summer was wildly different because of COVID. However, we served, I believe it was more than 15,000 meals that we helped serve this summer. This year, those sites that we had used for summer meals before were used during the spring. We partnered with the school district to distribute their weekday meals at those sites, but then we also partnered with local restaurants, a variety of them, and we're able to bless families with a nice dinner that they could enjoy together through those sites. And I believe we served more than 2,700 of those meals. When COVID hit, all of a sudden the students, we couldn't just distribute out to 28 schools anymore. Now we had to distribute out to hundreds of locations.
I think as a lot of middle-class Americans, we don't consider the hardship of a family that is struggling with food insecurity and the gap that school meals can fill for them, because it happens behind the scenes without most of us knowing. And if you've ever been through a hardship, one of the best things that we can do to comfort our friends is to provide them a meal. And so I feel like that has been our role, is that one of the things that we can do for our students is make sure they're fed. Definitely through it all, the foundation has stepped in to do what we need to help support our students. The Foundation Nourishing Network, as we transition into summer, they stepped up even more to help us, because we no longer had school staff at our serving sites, we no longer had transportation staff to do deliveries, and then in order to continue the community sites, I didn't have enough drivers available to get to those community sites. So the Nourishing Network gave us grant funding so we could hire a bus driver to run the community sites for the summer, so we could open up our community sites. Also helped coordinate volunteers. So we did huge packing parties, June through August, to make all the meals, to package up all the frozen meal kits. And 90% of the people that showed up were volunteers coordinated by the Nourishing Network. We had a few food service staff available to help with logistics, but we literally could not have gotten enough meals made if it wasn't for those volunteers who showed up each week. And we were averaging about 2,000 meal kits, 2,000 boxes, times 7 breakfasts, 7 lunches each week throughout the summer. So it was thousands of meals that we were able to continue serving. And we know that in a typical year, the summer is a tough time for kiddos because access to food decreases. Those 7,000 students who qualify for free or reduced meals are not able to participate in a traditional school meal program. And so this year especially, we knew that we couldn't say no or we needed a break. We had to figure out how to continue school meals into the summer. And the Foundation Nourishing Network stepped in to fill that void. One of the other things that the Foundation Nourishing Network has been doing all fall is providing a shelf-stable item that goes into all of our kits. So not only for our families that are getting the home delivery, but in all the meal kits, some of those extra items are like Kraft mac and cheese, canned of tuna fish, top ramen, tomato soup, chili, some of those different like canned good items, shelf-stable items that are easily added, and it just extends that meal kit a little bit further to nourish the kiddos for a couple more meals.
We really want our families that are facing some of the most difficult challenges to be able to enjoy together just a robust celebratory meal as a family. Not just to survive, make it to next week, sustaining type of nutrition, which we're eager to provide and to help provide. But we want families to be able to enjoy that celebratory meal together. This year we knew it would look different, but we were able to all the families that we make the home deliveries to, we were able to provide these full holiday meals. So full turkey dinners with all the sides and desserts and everything that goes with it so that families could enjoy those together. We were able to source and get those turkeys in order for 250 families that we were able to help that way.
At the end of the day, my drivers came back after doing some of the deliveries and being able to hand out some of the extra meals that the Nourishing Network prepared. Some of the community stops. We've picked our community stops because those are all areas where we know there's a significant need. And at those community stops where they did do meal kit delivery, the drivers said, I made like 3 people cry today because they were so blessed and so blown away by the extras of having the holiday meal kits. So these were huge things for our families. And as I mentioned earlier, food is such a way to take care of people. It's a great way to show that we care. And so it's been our honor to be able to take those meals that the foundation provided and then get those into the hands of some of our neediest kids and families.
So this year, in addition to the regular holiday meals that we were able to deliver to families, 60 of our neediest families were able to experience just a very, very nice and lavish dinner provided by Salt and Iron in partnership with Schubert Ho, one of the owners of Salt and Iron. We were able to work with them and deliver those out. We were able to partner with the resource advocates in the school district, discover the families that were most in need of this type of blessing and generosity. And then with volunteers from around the community, we're able to distribute those dinners to those families. And it really was great doing it. I mean, I got multiple reports back of just how thankful the families were when they were receiving these just really, really nice dinners put together by Salt and Iron.
As a mom, being able to provide a meal for my kids is something that I value. I'm a dietitian, I'm a mom first, and nourishing my kids, giving them balanced nutrition is important. And also just being present and having some food in front of them, no matter what that food is very important to me. And to be able to give that to other parents is a huge gift, that we have the power to take that burden off of other moms and dads and allow them to just show up and open a box and feed their kiddos without having to worry about where it came from, without having to check the cupboards and see nothing's there, is a huge blessing, and I am so grateful that we have been able to do that during this pandemic.
I have something of, it's really an all-love relationship, but something of a love-hate relationship with what I get to do. And the hate part is that it really is genuinely sometimes painful to see the difficult conditions that some of our students and their families are growing up in. I mean, genuinely, you go to some places and you deliver a meal to them or what have you, and I just leave praying for them or just thinking, you hang in there, kiddo, and that kind of stuff. And so that's the with quotes around it, hate part. I hate to see some of the suffering and difficulty and so on. Though I know the students will be overcomers and so on. But the love part is that it is remarkable how eager people are in our community to step into those situations and help those people. People are eager, looking for ways that they can partner with us in order to bless these students and families in need. And so that kind of incredible generosity, it is just such a privilege just to connect, just to help people to go from this generous hand that really wants to help and help put it in, just connect it to that hand that really needs the help. That is just a tremendous thing to get to be a part of. And so I'm incredibly thankful for the opportunity just to participate in as something of a conduit, I guess, of that generosity getting to those people, precious people in need. And so, I think we all get our turn usually to be on the receiving end or be on the need end, but it's and then we prayerfully we get the opportunity to be on the giving side, and to because you can't outgive what you get when you're doing that. When you are going out just trying to give everything you can to try to help other people and try to be a blessing and try to serve neighbors in need and give hands up and all that kind of stuff, I never ever feel like I gave more than I received in doing that. I always feel, and I hear this back from volunteers too, a challenge that we have sometime is finding enough, and there's loads to do, but there's such eager volunteers, and when they volunteer with us once, they want to volunteer again. And so then it becomes just, well, how else can we help? What else can we do? How else can we serve? And that, we're blessed in the giving. And I think when people experience that, they get the joy that comes with giving. And that joy and that peace and everything else that comes through the giving, that's in so much need today. And it is so refreshing when people experience it that they just want to do it again and again, because it's you can't outgive when you're giving that way. You get more than you give.
Morning. My name is Scott Hugel, and I serve as the Vice President on the Board of Trustees for the Foundation for the Edmonds School District. And boy, is it early to be live on camera. Just like my two boys at home, we're having technological issues trying to get a camera going this morning. So I apologize for that. The pandemic has been with us for a year now, and it's not going to go away soon. Everyone is feeling the pinch, including students and their families. The foundation is committed to meeting the needs of students outside the classroom, and we ask for your help this morning to help meet those goals. Together with you and your pledges, we can bridge the gaps of what's needed. Now, originally we had a goal of raising $130,000, but we've already raised over 100,000. So Deb is making us go higher and raise 150,000. So this morning in your baskets, you have a pledge card. Or ask that you do two things: fill out this pledge card, but also enter your pledge in the chat box on Zoom. That way we can recognize you and celebrate your contribution here today. This morning, we're also asking you to consider adding a zero or changing a digit to your previous pledges. If you gave $100 last year, consider making it $200 or consider making it $1,000. That way we can get closer to our goal. Now, at the end of this pledge this morning, pledge drive, we're going to have a raffle for some airline tickets and a week-long stay at a place in Mexico. So I'm sure you want to get to that. So if anybody wants to pledge $1 million, enter it in the chat box and we're done. That'd be great. Has anybody done that? All right, we'll start a little bit lower this morning. Can we get anybody to pledge $5,000? If you can contribute $5,000, that gets us on our way to that $150,000. And Deb is over here to talk about what we can get for $5,000.
Well, for $5,000, that could be 5 $1,000 scholarships or 2 $2,500 scholarships. That could be 5 classroom grants, or that could be a couple of school-wide grants. It could pay for a host of meals. I can't do the math in my head, but a host of meals for our students for weekend meal kits. It also can provide a variety of test fees for students who are taking college and the high school coursework, or students who would like to test proficient in their native language. In our district, we have over 120 different languages that are spoken by our students, and they can test proficient in their native language and earn world language test world language credits. Did I say that right? Yes.
So thanks, Deb.
Yep.
Earning credit for a second language. I can't even speak English this morning, and that's my native tongue, much less a second language. So apologize for that as well. Can you contribute $5,000? That will go a long way. It helps students outside the classroom be able to achieve and come back ready to learn. The foundation really is the foundation for students in the classroom, providing meal service, a warm place to stay in emergency shelter, materials in the classroom, and scholarships, as Deb said. This goes a long way to helping create the community of tomorrow. These students are going to be our carpenters, our doctors, our presidents, and those are just the girls. I'm sure the boys will achieve things too. How about $2,500? Can you contribute $2,500 to help us? Deb, what would $2,500 help fund?
$2,500 is a scholarship. It's a school-wide grant. So this last year was one of the only field trips I think that our students took. The grant that we did for the students to travel and visit Washington State's cultures by bus. So we have a variety of cultural museums, and they started at the Haibab Cultural Center at Tulalip Tribes and learned how to weave mats and do other tasks. And so it could provide a fantastic, enriching school-wide grant for students.
Another opportunity for students to learn outside the classroom, to really understand what's happening in the community, give them a better perspective in the classroom with what they're learning. How about $1,000 this morning? Can you contribute $1,000? That can help provide 33 meal kits for students on the weekends. Those meal kits are their meals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner from Friday evening all the way to Monday morning when they can get back to school. It also provides a scholarship, of which the foundation provides several, so that students can go on to learn after high school. Deb, what else can we get for $1,000?
Well, again, more test fees. So college and the high school tuition, the world language test fees. I should know every single program that we do off the top of my head, but I'm for some reason drawing a blank, of course. And our summer meals program is coming up. So that will have meals, breakfast and lunch meals that we'll be working with the district on. It will have enriching programs and healthy activities. Those will be coming down the pike. So, and at some point we'll get our STEM Expo back rocking and rolling. And so we'll have that for our students to do as well.
So $1,000 goes a long way. Meals, summer programs, all of that. How about $500? If you can pledge $500, that moves us as well.
We have a match. We have a donor who is matching at this level. So if we have 10 donors who will make a gift at $500, we have a donor who will match $5,000.
So if you can contribute $500, we'll be able to match that up to $5,000. So take advantage of that now. Make your dollars go further. If you can contribute $500 and pledge that amount, you can pay for it over time. You can make a one-time payment. You can spread it over months. Or if you want to make just 2 payments, you can pay today and we'll collect the other half tomorrow. It's simple. Just fill out that pledge card, enter it in the Zoom chat, and send it our way.
Yep. So, yeah. So
$500, we have a match for 10 of those if you can contribute.
okay.
How about $250? If you can contribute $250, I believe we have several programs that can fund.
But we also have another match.
Very good.
Another match. We have another donor who's matching at this level. So if we have 20 people who will make a gift at $250, hi, everybody. It's nice to see you. We have 20 people who will make a gift at $250. We have another donor who will match that at $5,000. So 2 matching gifts, one for 5,000, 10 people, $500, $5,000 match at $250, 20 people at $250, another match for $5,000.
So again, that goes a long way. And as you could tell by moving a laptop to show Deb, we are still having our technical difficulties this morning. While you're enjoying your Irish coffee, we're enjoying coffee. Makes it that much better to deal with these things this morning. How about $100? $100 also goes a long way in helping fund these programs.
It absolutely does. That's 3 weekend meal kits. That's a variety of test fees for our students, for Spanish proficiency in Spanish, college and high school tuition. So that goes a long way. It does.
That's great. And again, those test fees, who wouldn't want to take a test? And your dollars can help enable people to afford those test fees. So did we get that $1 million pledge yet on there? Anybody? All right. Well, as we wrap up now and switch to the raffle, I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank the Board of Trustees and all the volunteers and staff of the foundation. I want to thank Deb for getting us here nice and early this morning to be on camera. What a wonderful time. So enjoy your day, and we're going to shift over to Deb for that raffle. Thank you.
Okay. So the blue, do you have did I give you the?
You did.
Oh, so in your basket, you should have a little envelope that looks like this. It's got a little Alaska Airlines sticker and another little sticker for Mexico. And in the envelope are a couple of tickets, right? And so we're going to start with the blue tickets. I'm looking here. Okay. So we're going to start with the blue tickets, and the blue tickets are for the Alaska Airlines tickets. So we have 2 tickets for Alaska Airlines. They're valued at each at, I think, $1,200, and you can travel anywhere where not United, forgive me, Alaska Airlines travels, and there's no blackout dates. So our first number is 587-272. So if you have that, please type your name in the chat box or raise your hand or let us know that you've got the winning ticket. And if you don't, then we'll draw another one. Okay. We have no winner yet. So I'm just going to read the last 3 digits, 234. 2, 3, 4. Do we have a winner? Nope. Two, 6, 4. 2, 6, 4. Two, 6. Okay. Oh, we have a winner. 2, 6, 4. That looks like, is it Judy? I can't tell. So Judy Salinas. Debs, can you write that down for me, please? Yay, Judy. Yay. Okay, 2, 6, 4 is a winner. I'm going to hold that here. Okay, one more. 2, 6, 8. 2, 6, 8. Do we have a winner at 2, 6, 8? Okay, we'll try again. 3, 10. 3, 10. No? Two, 4, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? 2, 4, 8. Okay. Nobody at 2, 4, 8?
There you have one.
We have one? We have a winner at 2, 4, 8?
Gene Duncan.
Jean Duncan, 2, 4, 8. All right. Okay, we're going to save that one. And then now we're going to draw for the Mexico trip. So this is courtesy of Councilperson Julieta Altamirano Crosby and her husband, Patrick. It's 6 days and 7 nights at stay at Hotel Mi Casa Su Casa near Ixtapa. And so we're just swapping out the raffle tickets. So this is your red raffle ticket. So our lucky winner to Mexico is 227. 227. Do we have a winner? Nancy, you should probably take your, are you guys looking at your raffle tickets? No, you're not looking, okay. I don't, 227, Laura Moffett. Lorna, did you win? No. Okay. 008. Do we have a winner at 008? Leslie. Leslie's holding up her hand. Leslie, do you have the winning ticket?
I do.
Yay!
I'm
Leslie, what's your last name?
Leslie.
Leslie Choate?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Leslie Choate, congratulations. So we will get your airline tickets and instructions on how to redeem your hotel stay at Mi Casa Su Casa. And we will get those out to you either in the mail or we'll hand deliver them. So that I think that concludes our event this morning. Thank you so very, very much for joining us today. Really means a lot to me and to everybody that you came out 7 a.m. And joined us and are making a difference in our children's and our families' lives. Thank you so very, very much. Have a wonderful day.